Hello, everybody. We are back. I'm Goldilocks. We're here doing what we usually do. My video's still looking a little wonky, so maybe it's my camera. I might have to replace my camera sometime soon. So maybe that's my next investment for this. But we just had a little bit of a scare. My TikTok live studio literally just wouldn't sign in, so I was a little worried that my live access had been revoked. But it wasn't. It was literally just TikTok Live Studio app problems. We are back. We are fine as far as I'm aware. And we still don't have any strikes against the account or anything. So MAGA's been relatively nice to me this time while I've been building up. Fantastic. I was reading an article earlier today that I do want to highlight one or two parts of just to start out here. It has to do with the deportation of permanent legal residents to the El Salvadorian prison. CICOT? Is that what it's called? CICOT. It's the mega jail in El Salvador. That's short for the Terrorism Confinement Center. Obviously, those words are out of order in the shortened name. But when they were asking Trump about whether we might send actual U.S. criminals over there, just actual citizens, not permanent legal residents, actual citizens, he said, and I want to find this quote so that I don't take him out of context. And in fact, here it is. Trump, when asked if he would send U.S. citizens who have been criminally convicted over to the El Salvadorian mega prison known as CICOT, he said, "If we had the legal right to do it, I would do it in a heartbeat. I don't know if we do or not." Trump, when asked if he would send actual U.S. citizens who have been criminally convicted over to a mega security prison in El Salvador. In El Salvador, you're deporting actual U.S. citizens. Sure, they've been criminally convicted. He said, "We don't know if we have the legal right to do it." I'm pretty sure I can tell you, myself, with 100% certainty, that you do not have a legal right to do that. Like, this is not a "we don't know." This is a, what the fuck are you even asking? Why does this have to be a question now? You know what I mean? Fucking crazy. Absolutely fucking crazy. Anyway, we have a bunch of people in here now. That was a good start. If you're MAGA, hop in the box. Come talk to me about Trump. He's doing some wild fucking things that amount to simply human rights issues. Simply what can only be described as actual human rights issues. We are going to be live for at least 80 minutes to achieve my actual TikTok live goal for today. I'm probably going to keep running after that. Left state of mind, hell yeah. We are real Americans. You are an America citizen in name only. All right, fair enough. Well, I don't know what that means. What human rights issues? So I just went over this. I literally just talked about this. Literally just did. So if you hopped in afterward, I'll give you a brief rundown because you weren't here fast enough. Hey Sarah, how you doing? So I was reading an article today where Trump, when asked if he would deport actual U.S. citizens who have been criminally convicted of crimes, criminals, but U.S. citizens, if he would deport them to El Salvador and put them in the max security prison CICOT in El Salvador, where they send the permanent legal residents that he's been sending there, actually, he said we would do it in a heartbeat if we had a legal right to do it. I don't know if we have a legal right to do it. He said that. He actually said he would send U.S. citizens to an El Salvadorian prison. So, that's the guy you're rooting for. That's the guy you're rooting for. And of course, some people in the chat are saying good because MAGA is fucking delusional and weird.
So bad in our country. and
TikTok
I've
user, how are you
downloaded.
doing?
Oh, I'm here. Oh, I'm on a live. Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, you are. It's going pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I just saw your Trump, or I just saw your thing. You aren't a patriot if you voted for Trump.
Yeah,
Correct.
how old are you?
I'm 26.
And you did vote for Trump?
I did.
Okay, then why aren't you a patriot?
Why am I not? Well, I am.
No, you're not.
I certainly am.
What is your definition of a patriot?
Someone who cares about the country.
The country? Just
Yeah,
the country?
our country
How do
over
you
every other
define the
country
country?
would be the better.
How do you define a country?
The United States of America.
No, I know, but do you define that as the government or the citizens?
The people.
Okay, so you don't care about the people if you voted for Trump. That's my
No,
argument. So you're not a
that is your
patriot by your
prerogative.
own definition.
By my own definition, I defined it, and then you gave an opinion. So you have an opinion on my
Your own,
definition, but it's
your
not my
own.
definition.
No,
Exactly.
by your own definition of patriotism, you're not a patriot because you voted for Trump.
Yeah,
Because
because you don't
he,
think that Trump is
no,
good for the
because
people.
he absolutely doesn't care about the people.
And why is that?
Well, he's unconstitutional.
I have an echo, by the way. I can hear
He's
myself. I'm
committing
kind of
acts that are
good.
absolutely anti-constitutional.
Yeah. Well, not caring about the institute or the Constitution doesn't, by virtue, mean that you don't care about the people.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't. No. I mean, there could be a Constitution with a flaw in it. You could care about the people more than you care about the Constitution.
Okay, so do you want to undo the Bill of Rights?
I mean, if it was in the favor of the people of the country, I would do that. Yeah.
It wouldn't be.
Could be.
No, it couldn't be. How could it be?
I don't know. You explain it. You're making the case.
Explain the flaw in the Bill of Rights.
You'd have to explain it. You're the one
No,
making that argument.
you would have to explain it because you're the one making the argument that there could be a flaw in the Bill of Rights.
No, I'm making the
Do
case that
you
the
do you
Constitution
know what the
could be
Bill of
flawed.
Rights does?
I, I understand it, yes, in a broad point of view, yes.
What does it do?
It doesn't mean that you. I think you're making a bad point.
I'm asking you a question. I'm not making a point right now. What does
You
it
tell
do?
me. You
What
tell
does
me.
the no? You tell me.
You're making your point, so you tell me.
I'm gauging your understanding of the actual fucking Constitution. What does the Bill of Rights do?
Like I just said, it would be irrelevant what I think about the
It
Constitution or know
wouldn't
about
be
the Constitution
irrelevant because I'm asking
if I
you
thought that the
what
will
you
of the
know
people would
about
be
the
more powerful. Yeah,
Constitution.
so
What does
exactly.
the Bill of Rights do for us?
You need to calm down.
Okay, no, I need to kick you
I
then.
need you to chill.
No, what I need to do is kick you because you're not willing to engage even on a base level in actual conversation. You won't answer my questions. So we're not going to be able to get anywhere. So you're gone. The Bill of Rights affords each and every person on U.S. soil, not just citizens, with certain inalienable rights. If you remove one of those, you are simply removing human rights. That's what you would be doing. There is absolutely no legitimate reason to touch the Bill of Rights. You can argue about any of the other amendments if you want, but the Bill of Rights is enshrined and should remain that way. What's your name? Catherine. How you doing?
I'm good. 100%.
How old are you?
42.
And did you vote for Trump?
No,
Why not?
because that would be insane.
Wouldn't it? Isn't it?
I don't get it.
I really don't. I really, at this point, I don't understand how anybody can still support him.
It's like they're telling you a black woman isn't black, a Nazi salute isn't a Nazi salute,
Hmm.
water is dry,
Yeah.
up is down.
Yeah, they just ignore actual reality and replace it with whatever Trump says. It's actually amazing to watch. It's real 1984 shit.
I just don't know how we're ever going to come back
Yeah. Yeah.
from when facts were facts, and if I show you something in front of your face, it's true.
What I will say is that we will come back. That is one thing that I wholeheartedly believe. This is not going to be the end of even this country. This is not going to be a movement that is that strong. They're going to get pretty far, but they're not going to get that far. Something will happen before that.
Well, my connection is fucked, but
That's fair. Well,
I appreciate you doing what you're doing.
yeah. Look, I have fun doing this, so part of it is selfish, but also I really, really just want to help people that just don't get it yet, understand it. And every once in a while, just maybe 1 out of 200 of these people is like, oh, I never thought about it that way before. And it's
Maybe
like,
water
you know,
isn't dry.
yeah, exactly.
That's hopeful, but I haven't seen it.
It's,
I'm glad that happened.
yeah. Well, glad to have you here. Definitely stick around, and maybe we'll see something.
I will. Thank you.
Have a great night.
You too.
All right. I think we've had both of these guys up here before, but we'll see. RC, how are you doing? Maybe I haven't had you up here before because nobody's come up just with their mic on by default.
We're very happy with it, and we're very much bored.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
And you did vote for Trump?
Mm-hmm.
But how on earth could you bring yourself to do that?
Well, it's way better than Kamala.
Okay, but I need an actual reason you voted for him, right?
Plenty of reasons. As a Christian, he's going to do things to save more lives.
It's gross.
Gross to save.
Gross to say that you voted for him because you're Christian. What does that have to do with anything?
So, as a Christian, you're going to vote for a woman that is defending that males are women.
Excuse me, what? Your connection is terrible.
I don't think it is.
It is. You're literally cutting out like every other word.
I can hear myself perfectly on your side. I can hear the echo on your mic.
Oh, really? From my headphones to
Yeah,
the
I can-
mic.
Yeah.
That's interesting because if it's cutting out on my headphones every other word, how are you hearing those words in the mic? Because
If
that's
I'm cutting
pretty
out,
weird,
it's
right?
hear everything I just said.
What?
Now you can't hear it.
Yeah, so what you just said was, now you can't hear.
I
Look,
don't know.
I'm literally telling you what I'm hearing. I have no problem talking to people, but if you just like want to lie about what you can hear coming through my microphone, I'm not going to fucking feed into that bullshit, okay?
I can literally hear the feedback that I'm talking on your side.
Now it's coming out better. All right, there we are. So do we want to start this again now that I can actually hear what you're saying?
Sure.
You voted for Trump because you're Christian and you think that what? What was the reason?
His policies are more closely resembled to my moral framework.
See, connection. You fell off. There you go. Okay. Yeah, no, my connection's totally fine. I'm just going to suddenly lose connection. All right. Yeah. Very convincing. If you haven't followed, do so. If you haven't joined the team, hit the little heart that comes up after you follow. Give me the 1 coin gift. Join the team. It'll help you come back. It'll help you find me easier, right? I'll be like every third thing in your FYP, and it'll be great. Yeah, and I know for a fact, I did hear enough to know that he was going to try to talk about trans issues, which that's the only time I'm going to say the word because we can't talk about it since Trump saved TikTok. Ever since that happened, we literally cannot talk about it or we will be insta-banned. So that's great. Real free speech. Free speech has been brought to TikTok by Trump. Tristan, how are you doing?
What's going on, man?
Not too much. How old are you?
29, just turned 29 yesterday.
And did you vote for Trump?
Oh, absolutely. I just came up to give you your flowers. That's all. I love watching your show.
Nice, hell yeah.
But yeah, you can drop
you-
me down. I just wanted to tell you that keep doing what you're doing. Keep that pressure on them necks.
Hell yeah, man. We're doing it. I'm
All
glad
right,
to
man.
have you, and I'll see you around, man.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. We've talked to Chris Marshall before. I should have taken the
What's
other person
up?
first. Chris, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. What do you got for me tonight?
I just want to know why you voted for Kamala.
I voted for Kamala, honestly, mainly for actual legitimate fiscal policy, and secondarily because she's not a shit human being and actually acknowledges social issues.
What policies though?
What, fiscal policies? Is that what you're asking about?
Yeah, any policies that stood out to you?
Actual tax cuts for middle and lower class Americans as opposed to just giving all of the tax cuts to the rich. Tax cuts for business startups, tax cuts for children, increasing the child tax credit more than it's ever been increased before and continuing that until they're actually 18 years old. That's pretty neat. Tax cuts for first-time home buyers. Need I go on?
Okay, so mostly just tax cuts and stuff.
Well, also raising taxes on corporations was pretty nifty.
All right, just wondering.
That's it.
That's it.
All right.
We had a whole
Fair.
conversation last night. I missed you.
Yeah, that's fair. It's good to see you again, to be honest.
All right,
Have a
good
great-
talk.
Have a great night, man.
You too.
All right, hell yeah. Come on, Red. You got it. You can connect. In the meantime, follow. That's it. I'm just going to ask you to follow this time. We do have a live goal of 10 hat and mustache. That's just because I like the funny hat and mustache. I'm going to try to remember to say cowboy things when I get the hat and mustache, but I can't guarantee anything. Sometimes this gets heated. I can't focus on jumping out of character just for the, a howdy. This guy isn't going to connect. All right, if you're MAGA, get up in the box. We just lost our last guest due to them having MAGA mobile. So if you are MAGA, get up in the box. Say that I'm spewing liberal tears in the chat. I'll invite you, and we'll have a good time. Focus, I would invite you, but your invites are off because you're a coward. So that's how it goes. It's all about the taxes. All these tax cuts are bull. Well, I mean, I wish Trump would give us tax cuts like he said he would. That would be nice if he actually supported lower and middle class Americans, right? If he just extends the TCJA, those tax cuts are fucking pathetic. And we're already still under them. Just in case you don't know, we're still under Trump's tax policy. He's just looking to extend it. Signing another $4 trillion to the debt, for the record, as well, by doing that. You can't be a good American if you vote Dem or GOP. Ugh, we're definitely not talking to you. I hate that. I literally, the both sides are garbage crowd. Oh, they're not as bad as MAGA. I'll give them that. I said something good about them. We're just going to leave it there. Thoughts on Bill Maher having dinner at the White House? I don't like Bill Maher, to be honest. I never have. He seemed for a little bit like he might be... He seems like a smart human being, right? And to be fair, actually these thoughts do go a little deeper. I'm going to harp on this for maybe 1 minute. He's a smart man. He's certainly a smart man. And as a smart man, he's learned that he can focus on the right following just a little bit and get a lot more money. That's fair. More power to you. Make a living, sure. But also, bud, your soul is gone. You've sold it. Because we all know what you used to talk like. We all know how you used to be. Certified Ecuadorian. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm doing all right. How are you?
Pretty good. How old are you?
I am 25.
And did you vote for Trump?
Nope.
Nice.
I just
Why
wanted to
not?
bring some good news that this will affect America as a whole.
Yeah.
So Ecuador may have a female president tomorrow, so she may be able to oppose Donald Trump and his policy. So I think that if she can start opposing him and start refusing and changing minds, she may be able to change the whole landscape of Latin America, which could affect Donald Trump's influence on the region.
Okay, hell yeah. That
So I
sounds
just thought I'd
great
share
to
a
me.
little bit of good news at least.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yep.
Man, thank you.
Yep. Have a good night.
Great to have you. Have a great night.
Good to have you. You too.
That is good news. That is some good news in this current landscape for sure. We're bringing up, hold on, Ty, 1 second. I'll get to you in just a second. We are going to be interacting with Ty. I have really tried hard with this person to get them to actually formulate an original thought. We're going to try once again. I do generally have a rule that is usually up here somewhere. It's not up here right now, but if you've been here before, you might know what it is. So keep that in mind. And if you haven't followed, do so. Haven't joined the team, do so. Do it quick. Come on, what are you doing? Also, tap the screen. What the fuck? Ty, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
Pretty good. How old are you again?
I'm 25.
And we know that you either did or did not vote for Trump.
I did vote
based
for
on
him.
previous discussions. Yeah. We know one of the two is true, but we do know that you support him. Are we gonna go with your usual argument here?
No, so I wanted to talk about something else.
Okay,
So what I wanted to ask,
real
it's
quick,
about the
just real
Supreme
quick.
Court.
Are you driving?
Yes.
You cannot be driving and be.
Oh,
up here.
sorry, I didn't know that.
No, you're good. That's TikTok TOS. So
I didn't
next
know how to
time.
drive.
Next time, I will have you up again for sure. All right. Yeah, you can't drive and come up on lives. That is against the rules. We will get blacklisted for sure. But I will have you for sure again. I really want to have an actual conversation with you at some point. I want to drive you to the point where you actually have a legitimate conversation with a human being, because I've seen you on other lives and it's always the same thing. Boozy, how are you doing?
Good. How are you doing? You know, I was tapping like crazy and
Good.
didn't know I did the request.
Oh, hell yeah, no worries. Thank you for tapping.
But I agree. You're spot on.
Hell yeah. Thank you very much. Have a great night.
You too.
Hell yeah. That's what we all got to aspire to. Tap the screen so much that you accidentally hit the guess button. That's what we got to aspire to, for sure. All right. I think I've had this guy up here too. Your name is familiar for sure. Ryan, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
Pretty good. How old are you?
40 plus.
All right. And did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did.
How on earth could you bring yourself to do that after all he's done against the American people and the Constitution?
How can I do that? Was a clear choice.
Based on what?
Well, from your prompt, a patriot. Can you define a patriot?
Yeah, somebody who wants what's best for the country and every single person within it.
And you disagree. That's fine.
I think that Trump is openly opposed to what is best for every single person within the country.
And how many people do you think will truly rise up for the country?
Because he's opposed to what's best for them? Is that what you're asking?
No, just who do you think in arms will rise up against, whether it be Trump or any future president?
Who do I think will rise up against a potentially tyrannical government? Is that what you're asking?
Sure.
American citizens.
And are you an American citizen?
Uh-huh.
Why are you crying about
Am I crying?
your life?
Do you want to try asking that again?
No.
Do you want to try asking it in a genuine manner, or do you want to keep being disingenuous?
I would like to continue disingenuous.
Okay, great. We can do that here. That's totally fine. Again, why did you vote for Trump?
Well, there was only one clear winner.
No. So why did you vote for Trump?
There was no Democratic nominee appointed.
What does that have to do with why you voted for Trump? I thought maybe you were going to lead into making a point that actually answered the question I was asking, but you didn't. So let's try this again. Why did you vote for Trump?
The only person nominated in a Democratic Party.
Was that even a complete sentence?
Bro, your live is glitch.
Brother, what are you trying to say?
Glitch.
Here, let's see about this. Because I would like to know if that's actually true. Because I couldn't hear one guy before, so we'll see. Chat, let's do this. If it loads. Smiley face is my live is consistently glitching. Crying face is no dice. There is a poll up. You have to hit the actual emoji on the poll itself. No dice. Okay. Yeah, it looks like the live is fine for most people. So it's probably your connection. You got that? Ryan, yeah, this is all you. Do you even hear me anymore?
Yeah, I hear you, bro.
Okay, gotcha. Just making sure. Do you want to like drop down and then come back up? Maybe that'll kick it.
I can pause.
I mean, you can literally actually drop fully down. That'll be more likely to solve the issues. And then when you request back up, I will definitely accept.
Well, I'll do that, brother.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you in a little bit, bud. Take it easy. Take it easy, brother. I was concerned because a couple people have told me that I'm like, well, the other guy was like super disingenuous and told me that he heard his words through my microphone when I wasn't hearing them through my headphones. One, my headphones aren't that loud. Like, I've got them at a reason. You're not going to hear them in my microphone. It's not going to happen. There is no echo. If there is an echo, please let me know there's an echo. But like, that guy was just a fucking liar. And I knew that. But this made me concerned. But we're good. So, if you are MAGA, hop up in the box. We are out of guests, at least for the moment again. Hopefully he comes back. Thank you for confirming there's no echo. Dorothy also thinks I'm glitching. I don't know, man. Maybe there's something going on. Maybe there's something going on that only affects some people, but who knows? I don't know, man. We got to go for 80 straight minutes, or I'm not going to get my live goal today. So I'm not restarting. If I do, it's going to be like 30 seconds, and I'll be right back. Mo knows. Let's see about this. Mo, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Pretty good. How old are you?
34. You?
I am 31. Can you hear me completely fine without any issues at all so far?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Did you vote for Trump?
I did.
Why though?
The smartest thing to do.
Based on what though? What's an actual reason?
The reason
Mm-hmm.
is to bring out the
Yeah.
weak man out of you guys.
This isn't being weak, bud. I don't know what you're talking
So
about.
what do you call it?
Being weak would be hiding, right?
Yeah.
I'm definitely not hiding, right? I'm out here talking openly against the administration that's deporting people for doing this.
So you calling us weak men?
No, you called me that. I was just proving that I'm not weak in the way that you're
I
saying
mean,
I am.
95% of the men
To
on
be,
your
to
side.
be, just real quick, to be honest, I don't know anything about you yet because you haven't told me anything about you. You haven't even given me a legitimate reason you voted for the president you voted for.
The reason is to get the men's out of the women's sports. Okay?
Excuse me?
That's my reason.
Okay, so just really quick, you gotta be careful. We can technically talk about this, but you have to be really careful how you talk about it. So unless you're going to be very, very careful and walk on eggshells about what words you're actually going to say, we probably can't talk about it. Is that okay?
That's
or
cool.
do you know what words you can't say?
Yep.
You do?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, cite one example of a man playing a woman's sport.
The T people.
I mean one specific example.
Are you? Are we in the same world?
Yeah, do you have any specific examples of men playing women's sports?
Yeah. Example Olympic. That T
Olympic. Love
that
that.
was on the women's sports.
Who is it?
You know.
Yes, I do know who you're talking about. Do you know their name by any chance?
I don't want to know.
Okay, great. So that was an actual biological woman you're talking about. Their sex is female. That's a woman.
You say
By
yeah.
your
Says
definition.
you, right?
No, like literally their sex is biologically female. Like
Are you a female?
confirmed vagina.
Are you a female?
No.
All right.
Are you?
Just checking.
Are you a female?
Man of God.
Is that your sex?
Well, did the God part hurt you?
No, the fact that you're citing that as your actual biological sex is kind of just funny.
Oh. You look like a trans to me.
You can't say that. You said you know what you can't say. So I'm going to have to ask you to go back to it, right? Go back to censoring yourself for your daddy here. Because now I know what energy you're coming with, right? So we can both play this game for a little bit until
In real
I
life,
have to kick you.
Would you talk the same way?
Yes, for sure, yeah.
That's bullshit.
No, it actually isn't. I have
You would
done
have
this
talked
in real life to
to me
people.
like that in real life.
Yeah, I actually, I was in a band for a long time where I had a bandmate who thought a lot of the same things you do. I talked to him like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay him any respect about any one of these issues. If we started talking about them,
Hey.
he was going to get the brunt of disrespect. And we could still talk like adults.
Hey, Rami. No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I would. You ain't got shit, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got shit. What do you got?
I mean, I'm happy. Y'all don't happy because Trump is in the office. Y'all just bitching and moaning all day long.
Do you have any idea what he's doing right now?
Doing an amazing job.
As actual policy? What policies do you like of his?
Everything.
Okay, can you name one?
everything he stands for, buddy.
Can you
I
name one
voted for him
policy?
for a reason.
Can you name one policy, bud?
You not read his posts?
Can
I
you
said every
name one of them that you actually like?
all of them.
No, I want you to name one policy he hasn't stated that you actually support. I need a specific policy. We can't just talk about every single policy at once. I need an example before we can go off on it, right? Come on, man.
Hmm
This is not hard. This takes very low intelligence to do.
What's the difference of Trump and your every Democrat that was in the president?
What's the difference?
Yeah, what's the difference?
I will answer that for sure as soon as you provide me an example of a single policy Trump has that you support.
I stand with
Because just real quick, let me make this clear.
listen, but what's the
No,
point of saying
shut up. Shut up. Let me make this clear real quick.
Oh, here we go.
Don't fucking interrupt.
Little
me.
guy.
Let me make this absolutely clear to you, little boy.
Uh-huh.
We don't allow you to center yourself here, right? If you come up with this energy where you think you're hot shit when in fact it's obvious you don't know shit, we don't let you become centered in the conversation. I will ask you questions.
Boy?
Shut up. I will ask
Are
you
you censored?
questions. Shut up. I will ask you questions, and if you can't answer them,
damn.
if you can't answer the next question I ask you in 3 attempts, I will be forced to move on to the next guest. Is that
All right,
is that a deal?
absolutely.
Is that a deal?
Let's go.
Okay. Name one policy of Trump's that you support.
The immigrant. Send
The
them all
immigrant.
out.
The immigrant. Great.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we have to move on to the next guest because you've gotten way more than 3 chances. Have a great night. Bud, the immigrant. That's the policy that I support as a Trump supporter. The immigrant. Oh my god, dude. All right. If you haven't followed, the viewer count is climbing. There are people in here who don't follow me yet. Do it. It's like right up there or something. It's that way. It's like approximately in that area. If you're on YouTube watching, I'm also streaming to YouTube, by the way. I haven't gotten too involved in getting YouTube involved yet. I don't really know how YouTube lives work. I just know I can stream there. But for now, you can also go over to YouTube if you so wish and follow me there. Exactly the same name. I think this Soros brother was in here first. We'll see. Jeffrey Soros, how are you doing?
How are you?
How old are you?
Hello? Okay.
Hello. Yep.
55, sir.
And did you vote for Donald J. Trump?
Right.
Right what?
I did.
Okay, you did. Name one reason that you voted for Trump. Just one.
Because, I support the right.
You support the rat?
Right.
Oh, the right.
Right.
What is the right to you?
My political ideology, right? I'm a conservative.
Yeah, I love this. What time is it, by the way?
Why?
I'm just curious what time it is. I don't have the time on my computer.
Approaching 10, right? 10, 12.
10, okay. That's fine then.
Why?
So you support the
Why
right.
do you ask the time, sir? Don't you have a time yourself?
No, I don't have it on my screen. I just wanted to make sure that you're actually living in the U.S.
Right.
Or at least actually located in the U.S. for all intents and
Right.
purposes right at this moment, right?
Sure.
Because if you're foreign and you're actually living somewhere else, this doesn't really affect
Yeah, it's
you,
evening,
and I
sir.
don't care about your
It's
opinion on
evening,
it.
yes.
It's the evening. Nice.
Right.
So, okay, we're going to assume you're actually a registered U.S. voter and you voted for
Right.
Trump. We're going to assume that.
Right.
You said you voted for him because you support the right.
Right.
So my question was, what is the right to you? How do you define the right?
It can have different perspectives, right? It can have, on economics, on political field, on the society, all of them, right?
Oh, is that it?
Sure.
Okay, so your definition of the right is they're kind of different on issues.
Right, on society, on economy.
Okay. I love that you're a Soros brother, but this is really gonna go nowhere. So I'm gonna
Why?
have to move on to the next guest.
No, sir,
I do
wait,
love
hang on,
you.
one-
We'll have you on again later. We will have you back up. You just gotta try a little harder. It has to actually be fun if you're gonna come up here and troll. Jay, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Pretty good. How old are you?
I'm 55 from North Carolina, voted for Donald Trump.
Nice. Headed me off at the pass with my third question, didn't you? Didn't you?
Didn't I what?
Didn't you head me off at the pass with my third question?
Oh, I've heard all the ones before you asked those three questions, so I thought I'd go ahead and do it.
Yeah, that's fair. You immediately tried to center yourself by thinking that you understand what's going to happen here. I understand. Why did you vote for Trump?
There's no centering at all. I'm just going to go ahead and answer your question.
Yeah, why did you vote for Trump?
The left, for my all intents and purposes, I started watching in this country attach themselves to social ideologies that really does not benefit America and actually causes
How?
America's decline in patriotism.
What about it and how?
When you're constantly saying that everyone in America is a racist, bigot, or homophobe or transphobe,
Nobody's doing that.
Yeah, that's exactly what the left is doing.
No, they're probably saying you're those things because you actually are. Do you want me to
I'm
prove some
actually
of those?
homosexual.
Okay. So
How am I a homophobe and I'm a homosexual?
did I say you're probably all of those
You said
things?
you're probably one of those.
Yeah, I said you're probably one of those things.
Yeah, I am a
didn't
homosexual.
say you're probably
right.
all of them.
No, I am a homosexual. You're right. I'm one of those things.
No, you're probably a transphobe. Say one.
Oh, okay. I'm a homosexual and part of the LGBTQ.
Yeah, hold
community,
hold on, really quick. I was about to say this, and it's very important. So do not talk over me. That's the number one rule. Just don't talk over me. Because I might tell you things that are actually important for keeping this live going, right? And you want to be able to get your message out there as well, right?
Yeah, I'm not saying nothing.
Okay. So we can't really say specific words related to trans people, right? And that's the last time I'm going to say that specific phrase. So you can probably say T. You just also got to be careful about how you're speaking about it because the algorithm will pick it up. And because Trump saved TikTok, we can't talk about that at all anymore.
Okay, no, that's fair enough.
So, do you support the entire T community?
I do support the T community.
Okay, great. So, what have people called you specifically that you take offense against?
Nothing really. No one has called me anything specifically. I just saw that the
Great. So what's
in
the
the country
problem?
by taking a knee to the flag, to burning, to people continually putting America last.
So, do you think people should get a
And-
1-year sentence in jail for burning the American flag, as Trump has said?
I think that that's against the Constitution to put someone in jail for using their constitutional rights.
Great. So Trump is.
But I don't.
against the First
I do
Amendment.
think that
I
the more
agree.
people that do that, the more people that attach to that ideology are going to create a negative stain in our country for patriotism.
What do you think somebody is saying by burning the American flag in a show of unrest? What's the
I think that
message?
the United States. Honestly, I think that the United States is full of individuals like the left calls out on a regular basis. But I also believe that whatever you feed grows. And if you're constantly pointing the finger saying that Americans are racist, bigots, homophobes, etc., you're going to create an environment that people feel that everyone that is an American has those same type of ideas and thoughts.
Okay, sure. That doesn't really make sense. No. So people railing against these things is not going to... Are you saying it's going to increase them, or are you saying that it's going to make people believe that it's true, that people are these things?
I'm saying that it's nothing that's going to benefit America people. It's not going to benefit Americans by constantly pointing the finger and saying that people are part of these groups or individuals unless those specific groups are actually the ones causing the problem.
Okay, that's totally fine, what you just said. We can accept that, I guess. Maybe it wouldn't... We will accept that it wouldn't benefit anybody saying those things about somebody else. I'll run with that. We'll accept that. I don't agree with it, but I'll accept it for now for the sake of the argument. Are you of the opinion that it would harm anybody in any way?
I do not think it's, well, I can't even say that. I mean, when you put a political target on someone for saying that they're the worst of America, it can place a negative, whatever you want to call it, on that person.
Are we talking about Trump specifically right now?
No, I'm talking about anyone specifically. If you're going to target someone using these horrible terms, like for instance, the left is doing an example for Trump, like calling him Smittler and all these other type of horrible dictators from the past, then you're going to go ahead and make people come out and try and pew-pew him like we've had 2 attempted assassinations.
Yeah, so for the record, he has done a lot of things that Hitler specifically did during his rise to power. Like, he has said things that are straight quotes. Like, literally actual straight quotes. I'm not going to go to the trouble of listing anything, but like, I really encourage you to look up how his rise to power can be compared, right? Just look it up. I'm not even going to try to take your view on that.
I have no problem looking at the comparison of the two. But at the same time, I can honestly say that I have the same type of ideology of America first. And my intent is not to encapsulate or enslave anyone in this country or keep people from having their benefits or rights.
Okay, so how do you feel about Trump removing permanent legal status and deporting people, those people that he's removed this status from, with absolutely no referenced evidence other than tattoos or other than pro-Palestine views?
I disagree with Donald Trump on the way that he is handling the border. However, I think that unfortunately we're in a situation where both parties are at fault in our Congress, between the Republicans and the House and Senate. I think everyone has used the border to their benefit, and as long as they are getting paid, they don't care if it's ever resolved or not. And I think that's a shame, and that is a stain in our country's history, and that goes on both parties.
Okay, so I've got to backtrack a little bit, but I will get back to what I was about to say. I've got to backtrack just because all of this is being done through executive order. Like, this is not Congress's decision. This is not any of our legislators. This is literally just Trump's rule of law. This is Trump creating law, which isn't how it's supposed to work, and he's committing human rights violations through this, just outright. So you can say you don't support what he's doing to tighten up on border security, but if it amounts to human rights violations, do you condemn it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I condemn it 100%.
But do you still support him?
I support the fact that he is making an initiative effort to do ahead what no one else has done before, which is secure our border and make sure that people are vetted to come into this country.
Okay. Oh boy. How do you... Okay. Do you agree that... Oh man, you've made this difficult. How can I even address this properly? Okay, do you agree that one undocumented immigrant committing a schmurder is too many?
I think that there's going to be crime no matter whether it's documented or not. There's going to be crime from Americans. There's going to be crime from immigrants. There's going to be crime no matter how we look at it.
What is happening here? Do you okay, say there is somebody who was deported strictly due to a clerical error. He wasn't supposed to be deported, and they figured that out after the fact. I know you probably already realizing I'm referencing an actual case, but assume that there is somebody who was deported specifically due to clerical error, and he wasn't meant to be at all. And he was, instead of being sent anywhere logical, like where he actually came from originally, they sent him to a maximum security prison in El Salvador with some of the worst human rights conditions anywhere on the globe. Is that absolutely condemnable or not?
That is absolutely condemnable, and it's horrible. It is probably one of the worst things that I've heard, along with the individuals that have been pew-pewed or assessed, or whatever the case may be, here in the United States.
Then I think I know what I need to ask here. You support President Trump's policy on the border in theory, but you don't actually support President Trump's policy on the border.
I think that, like I said, unfortunately, we have resorted to have to use executive orders because no one in the House and Senate or party has been willing to put anything in place that's going to go ahead and take care of America first.
Okay, great. So we're back to where I wanted to be. I just had to ask a couple things first because I don't understand how you could be where you are. It's just something's not meshing for me. It's like there are two gears trying to turn the same way and they're just becoming useless, right? So Congress was going to pass legislation that would have done a lot for border security. They were going to pass a bill in 2023. Do you know about that bill?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, the Langford border bill, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't they pass it?
They didn't pass it because, from my understanding, our current president, he actually put a stop to that and requested that people not pass it so that he could still have the border issue to use as a platform.
This, you have to be trolling, right? You know too much for you to... There's no way you can still actually support Trump and know this much about what's actually happened. Because you're spitting straight facts. You're arguing about this in the way that I do. Like, you're saying enough to convert some people from being Trump supporters.
No, I agree that I have no problem. I have no problem calling out Trump on his indiscretions or things that I think that he is not accurate in. But I do also agree that this country was moving in a direction that I wasn't, as an American citizen, happy with.
Okay. I definitely want to have you back up, but you're also confusing the shit out of me. So I am going to move on to the next guest for now, but come back on future lives for sure.
I will. Thank you so much.
Have a good one.
All right.
I legitimate confusion. I don't know what happened there. I don't know. He lost me, man. That was weird. That was a weird one. What? All right. Anyway, if you haven't followed, hit the follow button. I want to see some notifications that you followed me down there right now, because that was wild. If you have followed and you haven't joined the team, there's a little heart that pops up. Somebody just did it. You hit that heart, you give me 1 coin. I get 33, 1/3 of a cent out of it. So it's not for me. It's so that you come back easier. Thank you. Hell yeah. This is what's supposed to happen. As long as we have a different guest in the box, we're not going to take Hoodlum. We will get to you if you end up being the last man on Earth. Autumn, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. How old are you?
I'm 44.
And did you vote for Trump?
No.
Nice. Why did you vote?
Yes.
Nice. Then why did you vote for Kamala?
I voted for Kamala because I'm a woman. I'm smart. And I knew her policies were going to benefit the country.
Hell yeah. Based as hell.
Yeah.
Nice.
Pretty easy, right? I know it's so easy, but it's so hard for a lot of people.
I love that. What's your biggest issue with how the country's being run right at this moment?
Well, I'm a woman. I'm past my reproductive age because I've had my parts taken out basically because of health issues. But I have a daughter, I have a son. My son's in the military, and worry about him, but I worry about kids in general. I'm also a nurse, so I care about people's health, their rights, their security. Just the biggest thing is the fact that things that we're working, we pay into Medicare, Social Security. You never know when that stuff's going to matter. It could matter to you today, 20 years from now when you retire, 40 years, whatever. And that's your money that you paid into things. And that's being played around with.
Yeah,
So
and when you need it, you want it to be there, right?
Yeah, aside from the rights that we all should have as being American, we are, those are the things that are concerning. And I knew this was going to happen. I'm from New Jersey. I'm 44. I saw Trump doing his thing, ruining businesses, city, New York. Like, watched him do this stuff. Anybody that's from this area knows, that's my age and older, we know what he's about.
Yep, for sure.
He was never going to get my video.
Hell yeah, based as hell. Love having you here. We do got to move on to ops, but thank you so much for coming up.
Of course. I love what you do.
Thank you.
You too. Thank you.
And Pat, thank you for all the shares. Hell yeah. For the record, I don't know if you're sharing to the maximum number of people every time, but when you go to share, you can just select more than one person. If you've been sharing to 10 people for every one of those, wow, thank you very much. But also, if you're just doing it one by one, you can do it more efficiently, just for your own sake. All right, Hoodlum is the last man on Earth. Did you not know that, Gambit?
What's up, buddy?
Hoodlum, you are officially the last man on Earth, and we have gotten to you. How are you doing?
Good. You're kind of confusing me though.
Excuse me?
Your shirt and then your jacket. What's going on?
Oh, you don't like the floral pattern shirt with the gold jacket?
Well, it's like Hawaii 5-0. The Price is Right.
Oh, it's not a Hawaiian shirt exactly. It's, I don't know, you would have to be here, but it's a little different.
I gotcha.
Yeah. I actually do not wear Hawaiian shirts. I'm like kind of vehemently opposed to them. There would have to be a very special Hawaiian shirt for me to want to wear it.
So I have an answer on why people are voting for Trump.
All right, give me it.
It is the opposition of globalism.
Globalism. Gotcha. So what do you have against globalism?
Well, I think that when you look at the structure post World War II, I think that that's kind of what's falling. And the neoliberalism perspective is made all these decisions when it comes to like manufacturing state of China and the weapons state of America. And then you have the religion state of Europe. I think this is what people are saying no to.
Okay. So do you propose isolationism?
No, I think that the reset is in process with Trump. The renegotiation of trade,
Yeah.
the renegotiation of debt, and the American century.
What's the worst thing for the economy?
A lack of opportunity.
I disagree. I think the worst thing for the economy is consumer uncertainty.
Consumer uncertainty is just rumors of the day.
Right, but consumer uncertainty makes people not stimulate the economy through expenditures of disposable income, right? Which is the number one driving force of the economy. So if consumers are unwilling to support the economy by expenditures of their disposable income, that's the number one terrible thing that can possibly happen. Like, that is the worst thing that can happen, is people being unwilling to spend money. Or
I think
unable.
that's one of the reasons why people are so reluctant to accept this immigrant situation, because everyone's struggling as Americans already. And I think that if they weren't struggling, it would be more welcoming.
Why do you think we're struggling to, buy groceries? Why do you think our prices are so high?
I think that it's a couple things. You have inflationary issues. You have profit issues. Megacorp.
Do we have inflationary issues?
We had inflation.
Okay, so we don't.
No, I think
Okay.
it's fallen to 2.4
Yep.
last week, right?
So when did we have inflationary issues last?
I think it was in the 70s, early 80s.
Okay, that was the last time we had inflationary issues?
Yeah. Before the Biden administration.
When did we have them last? Most recently.
Started about 2022.
And why?
I think that the Fed was holding off and they raised interest rate because they saw that the unsustainable spending was going to continue.
The unsustainable spending that they saw happening in 2022 is what caused the inflation of the Biden administration?
Yes.
Okay, who signed more spending into law? Who signed more debt into law is a better way to ask it, right? Because that's really what we're talking about. The deficit.
Well, Biden was running a $2 trillion deficit every year.
What? Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy. That's crazy since it only amounted to $4 trillion over the course of his term.
So I think you have to look at the bills and the responsibilities. Like, I love infrastructure. Don't get me wrong, but it was bad timing.
What happened to the interest rate over the course of the Biden administration? What was its height, and how low did it get by the end of it?
I think at its height it was 7.
No,
At
higher
low-
than that. 9.
The interest rate
Yeah, around 9.
was 9. I thought that was inflation at 9.2.
Oh, I was asking about inflation rate. Did I say interest? I don't think I did, but if I did, I meant inflation. Yeah, because that's what we've generally been talking about the entire time. You were starting to talk about interest rates. I'm pretty sure I said it right.
Yeah, no, it was at 9.2.
Yeah, okay. So what did it get down to by the end of the Biden administration?
I think it was at 3.2.
No, it was at 2.3. The other way around.
Maybe.
Yeah, it
That
was.
sounds about right.
He did get it down that low. Yeah. So we didn't have inflationary issues by the time he left office, which is pretty incredible, seeing as COVID created a fucking huge spike everywhere across the globe. Our recovery was one of the fastest.
But here's the big problem for me. I believe that the Biden administration cooked the books.
What?
They cooked the books.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So we can't have a real conversation if that's what you're going to claim. Just
Well,
putting that out there.
818,000
I
jobs.
believe that the
Right.
Trump administration is cooking their books. There, the conversation is null and void, and it's completely useless to continue.
Okay, let's move on to tariffs with this globalization.
Okay, so that's your way of pivoting, is completely destroy the conversation, and then we can move on, right?
No. You brought the economy up. I said globalism.
Yeah, you brought the economy up after I asked what your problem is with globalism.
My problem with globalism is I like countries and I like people to decide their own sovereignty.
Okay, so just because we're living in a... Like, we're already living in globalism, you understand that?
I know, and that's the problem.
Right,
You look
but
at
we,
like
but
Agenda
this
2030.
doesn't eliminate countries. Like, countries are still a thing. This is just
Well,
acknowledging... Globalism is just acknowledging the fact that literally all trade from every country affects the trade of others at this point.
I have no problem with that. We're renegotiating those. First of all, we stepped out of the WHO. We removed ourselves from the UN Council.
Why did we step out of the WHO?
Because they were trying to take our sovereignty if they were to enact emergency. Unacceptable.
Sure. For sure.
Yep.
Well, what was the next thing that you said?
I don't believe in this Davos. I don't believe in Charles Schwab's idea of the future. And I've been talking to people, and there's young people out there that
What is
say
Charles
they don't
Schwab's
believe in
idea of the
borders.
future?
Reducing
Okay,
population.
just real quick, actually, I think the second point is more important. Borders aren't real. Like, literally, this is just governments deciding that there's a line somewhere. Borders aren't actually real. You do understand that, right? There's no actual metaphysical line that says this country is where it is.
Obviously.
Okay, so that I think that's what most people are saying that you would be referencing.
The problem is the fact that at the end of the day, we're tribal. And if we do not have countries and the regional people cannot decide their governance, that's a problem. Because then you have an Orwellian leader, a one world government, one world religion. That's not going to work.
Do you think that Trump isn't an Orwellian leader?
No.
Okay, so he's disappearing people for speech. That's pretty Orwellian, right?
I would more so look to the authorization of Marco Rubio as Secretary of State. He's the one who has the authority to remove privileged status.
Okay, so you don't think that Trump had anything to do with any of the deportations that we would reference for that so far?
Not the detailed ins and outs of it, no.
Really? You're going to actually claim that Trump absolutely had no say in these people being removed?
I think that as the executive, he made the Aliens and Enemies Act into effect, and Marco Rubio is the one who signed off on that. So if there's an argument for impeachment, it's Marco Rubio.
Okay, so as long as Trump doesn't actually sign off on anything, then he's fine, according to your worldview.
I think that we need to put responsibility where it is, and that is Marco Rubio is the one who signed off for those people to get on that airplane.
Are you 10 years old? What kind of take is this? This is like the most childish take I've ever heard.
Why so?
Because you're talking about Marco Rubio's direct boss.
Right. But what you're saying...
Has Trump said any of this is bad?
Well, Trump told you when he answered that question. He said, first of all, we need to expedite these people to get out of here with the Aliens and Enemies Act. And as to the second part of the question, it was in the middle of the night. and I had nothing to do with that. It was
You
Marco.
realize that some of the people I'm referencing were disappeared on a singular basis from their streets, their city streets, in the middle of the day by plainclothes ICE agents who didn't identify themselves at all.
You're looking at a video, correct?
I'm what?
You're referring to the video, right?
What do you mean, the video?
Well, there's several videos.
Yes, there's more than one incident of this happening, yes.
So you don't know if they announce themselves.
Yeah, I kind of do based on one of these videos.
See, here's the problem. I think people work off of hearsay and word of mouth more than facts.
I don't.
So have you seen the case?
I've seen the actual events. I've seen the events for multiple of these cases on video.
So let me ask you, what is the process if you're being detained and you don't think that you've had due process?
Let me ask you one thing. How do you go through the process if you don't think they followed due process if you're detained in a place where nobody knows you actually are? How do you do anything about it?
There's a posse comitatus. Correct?
Do you want to go into what that is?
I'm just saying.
What is it?
Or habeas corpus. Excuse me. I misspoke.
Yeah, what is it? Say what it is.
It is an administrative request for a hearing to validate your detainment.
Okay, so you think that these people could just say parlay and we would let them speak to somebody?
It's the law.
This administration is just openly not following the law. Openly.
But the DC is not the right.
No, this is not. No, this is not a. No, shut up. This is not a but. This administration is openly flaunting their ignorance of the law.
So the Supreme Court decides on my position in this argument.
Do you know what the Supreme Court decided about Abrego Garcia?
Yeah. Unfortunately, their demand is beyond jurisdiction of the United States.
Oh, really? Why?
Because he's not in this country.
Oh, great. And why?
Because of the administrative error.
Okay, so great. As long as Trump just gets rid of people fast enough, he can remove anyone he wants, and you would actually be fine with it.
No, I'm not fine with it.
Oh, you're not fine with it. You're just saying why he can't fix it. So you're giving him an out.
No, it's unfortunate. I'm disappointed.
I'm disappointed.
I'm disappointed.
Hold on. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed that we sent a permanent legal resident to a maximum security El Salvadorian prison with some of the worst human rights conditions across the entirety of the globe. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed, but I understand why we probably can't fix it.
Well, he's not permanent because he is on special privilege status, which can be removed.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it removed?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh, then why did they... Okay, so no, it actually wasn't, right? No.
That's the administrative error.
Okay, come on now.
Facts are facts.
Okay, so really, that's what you're going with?
That's my understanding of the case. I've read it.
Hoodlum, I just need to ask you, do you understand that you're actually a piece of shit?
Sometimes too hurt.
What? What was the answer?
Sometimes the truth of the facts hurt.
That doesn't answer my question.
Why am I a piece of shit? Because I'm giving you facts?
No, because you don't care about anybody.
He's MS. That number 13.
Oh, is he?
Yep.
Oh, because literally no evidence has been given of that, right?
No, there is evidence.
Literally
Go back to
none.
the go back to the
Absolutely no evidence has been
2019
given of that.
cases.
Absolutely no
Go
evidence
back
has
to
been
the
given of that.
2019 hearing.
Bud, Hoodlum, I have read up more on this than you. You're fucking dumb.
Did he meet the 10-point
Hoodlum,
criteria?
no, Hoodlum. Shut
Yes,
up.
he did.
Stop saying things.
Because
Stop. Hoodlum, stop. No, because you're fucking lying, and I'm not going to allow it anymore. You're not
All
going
right.
to lie to support somebody
I'm not
who's
lying.
committing outright human rights violations. Not on my life. Fuck off.
Later.
Bye. Leave. Get out of here.
I can. It won't let me.
Sure it won't. Okay, I'll kick you because you
Thank
don't know how to. You don't even know how to operate the app. Great. Yes. Yeah, I dare somebody say host crashed out. Fuck that. I'm not entertaining somebody supporting an administration that's committing actual open human rights violations and is just fucking like, God, get out of here. I do want to say I am considering running for local office. Of course Hoodlum said that. Yeah, I kicked you. Of course you would say that. I didn't even want to kick you. I wanted you to leave on your own, and you didn't even know how to operate the app. Because why would I expect you to know how to do anything? Ugh. We're almost at 80 minutes, which was my live goal. That's my live goal for today. Hoodlum literally knows nothing and will just argue for the actual fascist for hours on end. Dude. I am considering running for local office. The only thing that was really relevant that came up when I searched for open seats for 2026 was county mayor. And I'm like, well, that's a step. That's a step into it. So I'm like, hey, why not? We might as well do it. So I'm going to figure out what I need to do. I'm going to open an actual campaign account, appoint a treasurer, which is wild to say. Like, the first thing I have to do is appoint a treasurer to my campaign. Makes sense, but you never really think about it until you start looking it up. I'm not outright going to tell you where I live. If you really want to know, you can DM me. But just saying it on here is unwise. I probably will fail, actually, because there's a well-known Democrat who has already put their hat in for the position. So I probably will fail. I don't think I'll fail miserably, but either way, it'll give me insight into the process, and I'll run for other smaller positions when they open up. And if a county commission seat opens up in the meantime, then I'll run for that instead, because it would be great to have 2 Democrats in those positions, right? Both of them is better than just one. But in any case, just wanted to say that real quick. Dude, we used to have white pages and had everything posted. That is true, but people didn't really used to dox each other either, right? Like, that wasn't a real problem before. Now it obviously is. So, anyway. This person was in the box before. You're back. Theater game. Oh, that's a bad echo. If you can sort it out really quick, we will definitely appreciate the chat. If you haven't followed, do so. It's that button that says follow up there. If you haven't joined the team, that follow button turns into a heart once you follow. Tap that heart, give me the 1 coin gift. Theater Geek dropped. They couldn't figure it out. That's fine. I would rather not talk than have that. That was a really bad echo. That would have been unbearable. Definitely tap that heart, give me the 1 coin gift. I get 1/3 of a cent out of it. Thank you so much. That's what happens. So it's not for me. It's so that you come back easier. It's so that you come back here more often and we have a great time. Theater Geek, maybe you are coming back because you have solved it. Let's see what happens. Hello? Hello? Oh my God, what is happening? Is that you talking? That might be you talking is the problem. Like, if you were talking, all we heard was... It wasn't good, man. Okay. All right. We are out of guests. We are also at 80 minutes, so I just got my little gems I was going for. We do have some other goals. What are our other goals, actually? I think one of them is like 1,800 comments, so if you want to be crazy and just start spamming the comment section, that would be appreciated. But otherwise, I might go to sleep here in a minute because I'm tired and because I have stuff to do in the morning. Yes, Autumn, I know, you have been commenting like crazy, actually. Fantastic. And as far as your my live schedule, usually I'm on here later like this. Usually between 10 and midnight. Sometimes I'll start a little bit earlier, 6 to 8, something like that. And then if I do that, I try to do 10 to midnight again. And then on the weekends, I try to start around noontime if I'm not brutally busy. But either way, you can almost assuredly find me here at around 10. Boozy, thank you for the comments. Hell yeah. And in the meantime, until you see me again, stay golden, all right? I'm going to leave you all... Oh, wait. Don't drop off yet. We have somebody in the box. What is this about? Is this some mystical person in the box? Yes, Eastern Standard. Body Pause Body Coach, how's it going?
Well, I've been to war 4 times. I got a Purple Heart.
Hell yeah.
And I voted for Trump.
Thank you for your service.
And you look like a fucking squirrel.
Okay, weird energy to come in with. Thank you for your service. Why'd you vote for
Well,
Trump?
you're just a stupid bitch. Where you're like, oh, you're not a patriot. You're not a fucking patriot, bitch.
Somebody's feelings are hurt.
You're a fucking loser.
All right, he's still crashing out.
You look like a fucking flying squirrel.
How long are you going to make yourself look bad up here? Do you want to talk? You're not helping your case.
You're a loser.
Good. All right.
You
Sounds
live
good.
in your mom's garage. You're not a patriot, bitch. You're not even an American. You're a fucking loser.
Look, this is fun for me. I'll let you go off.
You know what my favorite thing about Trump is?
What?
He's a kryptonite to all you fucking losers.
How is he a kryptonite to me?
You're a bitch.
Okay, good. Solid reasoning. All right.
You're a fucking loser.
All right. Do you actually want to talk, or do you just want to keep crashing out for a little
Yeah,
bit?
tell me about the policies you looked up on the internet.
Do you actually want me to?
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like you actually want me to.
Oh, yeah. Tell me what you looked up on the internet.
You said you have how many Purple Hearts?
I have, look, here's the thing. I
This guy
looked it
didn't
up
even
on
serve.
the internet. And, no, I was never in the Marine Corps. I'm just a big fatso like you with a squirrel haircut.
This guy didn't
I
even
live with my
serve.
Jewish mother in the Bronx.
Nice.
Yeah, I just stay in her apartment. I got a podcast.
Nice. Can I be on it?
Yeah, you're on it right now.
No, this is mine. This is my podcast.
No, we're videotaping you. I got Joe Rogan right next to me.
Oh, I love that. Can you tell
Yeah,
Joe?
we're looking
Can
at
you tell
squirrel
Joe?
losers that live
Can
with
you
their
tell?
mom in
Can you
Michigan.
tell? Can you tell Joe that it's hilarious that he's only 5'2"?
Yeah, we know that you're from Michigan, you fucking pussy.
You know Joe Rogan's only 5'2"?
Joe, how tall are you? All right, he says you're a loser.
Great answer.
All right, tell me about the policies you looked up on Google.
Uh,
Tell me about the policies.
Usually I make somebody tell me why they voted for Trump first.
Oh, the butt hurts.
That's the reason?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Bye, nigger.
It's okay, and you slur. Nice.
Nigger.
Okay, great. He slurs just openly, without a problem. Great. Fantastic. Good job. You've really shown yourself to be a patriot. Yes? You really showed everybody. You really showed them that you're a good person. And you're a patriot, and you actually care about people. You did a good job. All right, Theater Geek, what is happening? I'm going to try Theater Geek one more time. Look, okay, you got to connect, and we have to be able to hear you. I think we will. Is this going to be good?
I hope. Third time's the charm.
Oh my God, I can hear you. Thank God. How old are you?
Thank God. I'm 35.
And did you vote for Trump?
I sure didn't.
Nice.
I actually did multiple days of door canvassing in Pennsylvania for Harris. So.
Hell yeah, fantastic. I just did this leading up to the election. I actually on election night I started crashing out mega heavy, dude. I got super pissed really fast. And then I took a break. I calmed down. I watched some of my other favorite creators, and they were all still hopeful. So I got back on a little bit more, just in time to have my heart broken.
That is absolutely brutal.
So anyway, that's how it goes.
But by the way, kind of a fun thing, I think I realized the reason that my audio was so weird is it was messing up on another live. I was using a wireless charger that was like magnetic that was on my phone while I was talking, and I think maybe the magnet was like messing things up. It was weird.
Yeah, that's quite possible. That makes sense, actually.
But one thing that I wanted to mention when I was, well, I don't know, some other people that I was hearing talking, MAGA, were chatting with you, and also people in the comments, something that I've been thinking about and have been dying to know what MAGA thinks of is what are, wow, I can't think of this today. Thank you for bearing with me. What do people who support Trump, who say they're conservative, say that they support veterans, the fact that now, as part of Trump's anti-DEI push, Arlington National Cemetery has removed links on their website that link to pages containing stories about Black and female veterans. Dying to know what they think about that.
That's actually a great question. I have one other person up in the box. If they're a Trumper, we can ask them in real time for sure. Yeah. How's it going? Jack, how's it going?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh no, you're good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Just listening to that fucking idiot that you had up there.
Which one?
The one that said he had a podcast, like asshole up there.
Yeah. That was fun for a little bit. You can't. It wears itself out quick though. So you didn't vote for Trump. I'm getting.
Yeah, he was just a big asshole. We didn't have nothing to say.
But Jack, do you support Trump?
Me? Yeah. I did.
Okay.
I talked to you last time.
Okay. Yeah, you have been up here before. I thought you
Yeah, and then I regretted my goddamn vote with that son of a bitch.
All right. So you regret your vote?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's fantastic, to be honest.
I can't wait for the primary.
Hell yeah. All right. I don't know if Theater Geek's question is going to go over well with you then. I think you'll just say that you don't support it. So we might have to wait for next time. And you know what? At this point, that's totally fine. Guys, it's unfortunate that the opportunity was missed, but we'll get there eventually. And
oh, yeah.
Theater Geek,
someday.
I would be glad to have you back up to ask somebody else for sure.
All right, guys, we'll talk later. Take care.
Yeah, have a great night, guys.
Hey, you too.
Take care.
All right. Now I'm going to sleep, all right? If you just got in here, you haven't followed yet, do it. Join the team, too, and I'm leaving. But until I'm back, I just want you, as a viewer, to do one thing for me, all right? One little thing. Wade, you did follow, actually. I followed you last time, too. I want you to do one thing for me until we meet again. And that's to stay golden, all right? That's all I ever want from you. I love all of you. Some of you were just misguided. That's what we're here to talk about. But until next time, stay golden, all right?